Lorcan!
A cat? Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. So sick. Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay, not his. Okay.
That's not a threat.
Captain America. We're here to. I don't know what that was.
What accent was that?
I thought if I just go for it,
Just-
the Red
just-
Skull would come out, and it did not. Coy.
Lesson learned.
Coy, this is your number 2 favorite of the
So it's tied for first with the two. These are the two movies I think most people say are overrated. People say Winter Soldier's overrated because everyone loves it, and people say No Way Home's overrated because it made a lot of money, and within a week everyone had lost their love of it. So my two favorites are the two most overrated MCU films. This and No Way Home are tied, depending on my mood. If I want like fun and to celebrate comic book movies, I put on No Way Home. If I think of the quality akin to Dark Knight, I'd say this one.
Awesome. This will only be my 3rd time ever watching, because here's the reality. I've never fully clicked with the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like from the last time I watched it, I am a different person, and I hope people know me by now to the point that no matter what my prior opinion was, I always go in with an open mind, and a lot of times it actually changes. Sometimes it gets worse. I'm here to just find out, like, whether or not I come out neutral again, or like, oh, I actually see it more this time. Maybe I'll have my Danny DeVito, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia moment.
I'm
Like,
curious about
again.
that with No Way Home for me, because I rode the high of it, and I have seen it at home, but I haven't watched it since that. Oh my God. Like, I watched it as soon as it was on home video, and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
Whereas Winter Soldier, I've probably seen this 7 or 8 times. So I'm
shit.
pretty solid on this one. Like, I think I know where I stand here.
Well, after Thor: The Dark World, this is going to be a refreshingly good time.
No matter what.
Let's go. Captain America. Did you know he sent letters to? He was really actively petitioning to be.
Such a good opening.
And on your left is improvised.
Love both these factoids.
On your left.
Don't say it. Don't you say
On
it.
your left.
What a great pace.
It was a great
Like-
establishment of chemistry for them too.
So good.
Need a medic?
It is weird watching this, knowing he will be Captain America.
You just ran like 13 miles in 30 minutes.
Guess I got a late start.
Really? You should be ashamed of yourself. Should take another lap. Did you just take it? I assume you just. But now I'm working down at the VA. Sam Wilson.
Steve Rogers.
It's interesting to capture this from Sam's perspective. This whole interaction.
It's a good point. It's very different.
Marvin Gaye, 1972 Trouble Man soundtrack. Everything you missed, jammed into one album.
I'll put it on the list.
Steve Jobs, Apple. I heard these were
Disco
different in
type of-
every country.
That's yeah. I've seen different screenshots. It's a great way to connect.
Anytime you want to stop by the VA, make me look awesome in front of the girl at the front desk, just let me know.
I'll keep it in mind.
Even Chris Evans' performance is acclimated for a more real tone.
And the writing still allows for that
Either
fish
one
out
of
of
you know
water,
where
but
the Smithsonian
here.
is? I'm here to pick up a fossil.
I think this will come out the time the most I've ever enjoyed this movie.
Dude, it's so good. I'm so
I
shocked.
can feel it. Yeah.
Can't run everywhere.
No, you can't.
When you said it, like in video 2, I was like, I'm so intrigued by why you didn't connect, because I'm immediately like in.
We'll never watch it like this, and I view things differently now.
Marion Star. It was sending up their last payload when pirates took 93 minutes.
Oh my God. He's the guy from Superman world.
DCU took care of him.
George Batroc, ex-DGSE.
Batroc.
He's at the top of Interpol's Red Notice.
Only MCU film with GSP.
All right, I'm gonna sweep the deck and find Batroc. Nat, you kill the engines and wait for instructions.
The guy behind Captain America works out at my gym.
Oh yeah, with the crazy face.
Yeah, he's also on BVS.
Man's cheekbones have muscles.
You do anything fun Saturday night?
Well, all the guys from my barbershop quartet are dead, so no, not really.
I remember hearing a long time ago, the original draft, there was a lot more like romance build with them, but they canned it.
I think it works to have that line be lower, like mainly platonic. Almost all in platonic, it works.
Is he wearing a parachute? No. No, he wasn't.
I do like the vibe and look of the movie quite a bit.
Straight out of Ultimates.
Oh, this drop. Yeah.
This drop and like the tone, even like the very cinematic but modern versus trying to be a. It feels much more universally modern and gritty versus trying to be phase 1. Like each of those picked a lane. This is like espionage of 2010.
Tactile Metal Gear.
Love this score too. It's only the only scores I run to.
They get a different action choreographer for this?
Yeah.
Cool.
And the way he moves like a battering ram, dude.
Oh yeah, this action is significantly improved. It is significantly more enjoyable too when you watch it at the way we've been watching this. Right, this fucking gets rid of it.
SWAT. This is the homie Chris Brewster, who is also Daredevil in the hallway fight.
Ooh, really?
Yep. The man in the Winter Soldier suit is also Daredevil. Who's also my stunt double in Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
That's how I know.
Surprisingly able to keep up with the action.
It's so well shot, choreographed. Dude, it's, I think, the best action in the MCU still.
Secure the engine room, then find me a date.
I'm multitasking.
I could see how they probably saw them in Avengers and realized they could pair them up a lot more here.
They've paired all the chemistry really well. Even his shield being subdued really works.
Well, there's a good balance with the action because it still feels like a guy doing it instead of a superhuman doing it.
It's like the most
but it also
advanced.
feels superhuman, you know? Like,
Yeah, his movements are just advanced human. And then he fights one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time.
Hey, Sarah.
Batroc's played by Ronda Rousey.
Yes.
Wow.
No, Gina Carano, actually.
Awesome. The little Bourne Identity falling down. Cool.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Tu veux jouer les héros, c'est ça? T'as pas intérêt.
I have seen this high every time. Maybe I wanted something more funny.
It's a Jason Bourne-esque Marvel film. You're like, not enough jokes. Where are the jokes? Meanwhile, there's so many good little one-liners all the way here.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is pretty good so far. I love Frank Grillo type. Frank Grillo knows how to play Frank Grillo type very well.
He is the best Frank Grillo there is at Frank Grilloing.
It's first. Yeah. Put that grill on, Grillo. Her suit does look more tactile. Ouch. Like, it's still tight-fitting, but it's not as, like, glamorous. Look at my shiny ass, which I didn't mind.
But still framed to make sure we see
Yeah. She put
the
a lot of work in
functional
that.
ass.
Put a lot of work into
She
that
did?
ass.
No, she trained for this, man. It's crazy.
Fucking Chris Evans' ass looks good, too.
Yeah. America's
There's like, yeah,
ass.
America's ass. There's a lot of good ass in this movie.
Quality. Ass and work.
I told you. S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't negotiate.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Circle back to Rumlow and protect the hostages. Natasha.
Oh, leaping into frame. I never thought I'd care this much about Batroc the Leaper in MCU.
Nice. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Does he have super strength? Why is he fighting him?
Because he's a leaper.
Okay.
The little yellow flourishes looking like his costume.
Oh, shit. He's fluent? He understood that?
He's an ambassador. He's got to understand a little bit.
That's good. That's good helmet hair. Awesome.
Where did this second unit go in the rest of the movies?
Oh, this is awkward.
What are you doing?
Backing up the hard drive. It's a good habit to get into.
Rumlow needed your help. What the hell are you doing here?
This is the time where she does seem the most flirty with him.
And the most like a spy that's on her own like accord.
You just jeopardized this whole operation.
I think that's overstating things.
Teamwork. In a universe where you could just jump through a window, I appreciate that
The
she
one
shot
shot
it
to go
first.
through. Yeah. The little details.
Fucking realistic Captain America movie.
It really adds something.
Is that a real building?
I don't think so. Because it looks like the comic Triskelion enough that I assume they made it here.
You just can't stop yourself from lying, can you?
I didn't lie. Agent Romanoff had a different mission than yours.
Which you didn't feel obliged to share. Soldiers trust each other. That's what makes it an army.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
Forkin!
A cat?
Nobody spills the secrets because nobody knows them all.
Except you.
I don't even think he knows them all.
I do share. I'm nice like that.
Captain Rogers does not have clearance for...
Director Override, Fury, Nicholas J.
It is pretty cool that they managed to plot these guys into a movie where it feels real.
Especially after what we went through for 7 movies, building
Yeah.
up the world being like extraordinary.
That's a hard feat to pull off.
To pull us back down to reality.
You ever get mugged?
Every week some punk would say, "What's in the bag?"
What would he do?
He'd show him. Bunch of crumpled ones and a loaded .22 Magnum. Granddad loved people, but he didn't trust them very much.
Damn. F***ing good script. It's a good movie. I don't know if you know.
Just Winter Soldier. People love it.
But like, I appreciate the structure of like, yeah, people would talk on an elevator ride. Use this moment to get some backstory on him.
Here's the entire plot in
also
one
explain
elevator
the entire
ride.
plot and why they have a crossroads in their belief system here.
Just verbally,
Yeah.
like a good movie can do.
You understand Nick's belief system now. But you're also like, is that story true?
And is it real? Like, is it fair?
God, I love the military.
America.
Woo! This is Project Insight. Once we get them in the air, they never need to come down. Continuous suborbital flight, courtesy of our new repulsor engines.
Stark?
He had a few suggestions once he got an up-close look at our old turbines.
Avengers.
Precision guns can eliminate 1,000 hostiles a minute.
Wow, it's so massive.
We're gonna neutralize a lot of threats before they even happen.
But the punishment usually came after the crime.
Can't afford to wait that long.
Who's we?
After New York, I convinced the World Security Council we needed a quantum surge in threat analysis.
It's their version of a Minority Report.
Yep.
This isn't freedom. This is fear.
S.H.I.E.L.D. takes the world as it is, not as we'd like it to be. It's getting damn near past time for you to get with that program, Cap.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh, this is the Civil War.
Easily his best costume, too. The Winter Soldier suit's perfect.
Since this movie, we've really tightened up on surveillance and security.
Oh, yeah.
It's way better now.
Mm-hmm. No, there's less spying.
Everything is way more private.
Yeah. Amazon owns ring lights, and everyone just puts them on their house for funsies. Private corporations just seeing everything you do. But you pay for it, which is even better.
The story of Captain America is one of honor, bravery, and sacrifice.
You know, you can hire a surveillance robot now to do work in your house, and all it costs you is all the privacy of your home. They just started rolling those out, and I was like, guys.
One that would transform him into the world's first super soldier.
I like this. He wants to be the thing that the world actually views him as. Actually stand for the ideology. It's really driving home the conflict of the theme here of why he has to stand by it.
While also giving us some nostalgia, which brings in Bucky beautifully.
He saved over 1,000 men, including the man who would become my husband, as it turned out.
Oh, really?
Even after he died, Steve was still changing my life.
You should be proud of yourself, Becky.
If memory serves, this was actually shot for First Avenger, and they held it.
I have lived a life. My only regret is that you didn't get to live yours.
That makeup is fucking amazing.
I think it's a combo of makeup and CGI, because there's sometimes the mouth moves differently, but it's really good.
For as long as I can remember, I just wanted to do what was right. And I thought I could throw myself back in and follow orders, serve. It's just not the same.
You're always so dramatic. You saved the world.
Twice.
We rather mucked it up.
You didn't. Knowing that you helped found S.H.I.E.L.D. is half the reason I stayed.
That is just good details, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's good writing.
Greg discovers Winter Soldier.
And sometimes the best that we can do is to start over.
Memory serves me correct. I'm pretty sure she stayed in character all day when doing this.
Just in bed, being old.
Yeah. Dream role.
You're alive. You came back. Yeah. It's been so long.
Well, I couldn't leave my best girl. Now when she owes me a dance.
It could be like a Homelander and Stormfront thing.
I was thinking, what perfect casting. He's so wholesome. Greg's like, all right.
Yeah. She won't remember.
How's that privacy going in film about surveillance?
Director Override, Fury, Nicholas J.
Override denied. All files sealed.
On whose authority?
Fury, Nicholas J.
Speaking of forgetting.
Forgot password. Send email.
I want you to call for a vote. Project Insight has to be delayed.
Nick, it's not a favor. That's the subcommittee here.
Calls him Nick.
Just need time to make sure it's nothing. But if it's something, then we'll both be damn glad those helicarriers aren't in the air.
Fine. But you got to get Iron Man to stop by my niece's birthday party.
Wow, the agents from the Matrix. I wonder if all this is practical.
I mean, this all is.
Yeah.
Fracture detected. Recommend anesthetic injection. DC Metro Police Dispatch shows no units in this area.
Actually, let Nick Fury be a badass.
Yeah. So much exposition and writing, but with action.
How long to propulsion?
Calculating. Deploying countermeasures.
Hold that order.
Crew integrity 19%. Offensive measures advised.
Wait!
What a unique set piece.
Right?
Now!
Oh, cool.
Propulsion systems now online.
Damn, this is expertly directed.
This is how they got Avengers, man. Like Russo brothers crushed this. Coming out of Community and making this.
No! Give me the wheel!
I love that they have Nick Fury injured. It just had so much more stakes to it.
I don't know if they ever would, but it'd be great to have the Russos back to do something like individual, not just team.
Whoa, cool shot, damn. This is like the car POV fight.
Woo! I think the director of Extraction worked on this one on second unit.
Sam Hargrave?
Yeah.
The new Matchbox 20 movie? or Hot Wheels?
I'm excited for that, dude. Matchbox 20 is the band.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
Also great.
Oh, shit. Wow, what a unique choreography.
Every different beat has a new thing and for a chase scene.
Warning, approaching intersection.
Oh, perfect. I love how it's driving about how, like, calculated and strategic he is.
And the fact that that action was some of the best action, but it's so grounded, and then boom, superhero.
What an introduction. Damn, I just got nipple chills.
Yeah, dude, I'm like,
cool.
All these years, it's still like, whoa.
He goes through defeating all that, and then this fucking Spectre shows up, this demon.
The music, too.
Sounds like screams, like drowning souls. Get your lightsaber.
You got this, Qui-Gon. Mace. Sorry, Mace Windu.
Matchbox 20.
There, we got this. We both know pop culture. Cool.
Where'd he go?
The sewers.
To be with the Morlocks?
Turtles.
To be with the turtles. What a sinister reintroduction.
Oh, and I think you left your stereo on.
Thank you.
You're not so fan of surveillance now, are you, Nick?
I'm sorry to have to do this, but I had no place else to crash.
Who else knows about your wife?
Monitoring my phone. They can read this.
Can't send, but type.
Oh my
I
God.
forgot about that.
Oh my God.
Got me.
Don't trust anyone.
Captain Rogers?
Don't trust anyone. And then she shows up.
I'm assigned to protect you.
On whose order?
His. Foxtrot is down. He's unresponsive. I need EMTs.
Do we have a 20 on the shooter?
Tell him I'm in pursuit.
Ah, so badass. So badass.
Through the walls, battering ram shield is awesome.
That was so cool. Oh, shit.
Like, this use is so much cooler than throwing it to me. Woo! Two appearances like a ghost.
Spectre. I don't. In case it's not apparent, there's a lot of details here I don't recall. Like little moments.
How high were you? All 3 times.
I had a problem back then where I felt like I needed to be high to do anything or watch anything.
Greg's first time watching Winter Soldier.
I'm like, oh, an action scene's coming up with Nick Fury, but I don't remember what happens in it. I'm like, I know there's an action scene that's about to happen.
Ballistics. 3 slugs. No rifling, completely untraceable.
Soviet made.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that strikes a chord.
The framing and the choreography there was genius.
I do recall the first time I watched this thinking he's actually going to die.
Especially because he's been in like all of the appearances. Like you'd have impact like Coulson. Like they play it like completely sincere. You do think it.
I would say too, it's the first movie where it's going to sound weird. Like I love watching Samuel L. Jackson, but I'm hyper aware I'm watching Samuel L. Jackson. This is the first time I really feel like I'm watching Nick Fury.
We see him desperate. We see him like humanized.
Yeah, he doesn't just show up to be like fun Avengers stuff.
Here's a cool line.
This time, it's personal.
He's got to avenge.
Natasha.
The women always cry. This is what the women on Jubilee argue of why men are better leaders.
Of course.
Cap, they want you back at you.
Yeah, give me a second.
They want you now.
Okay.
You're a terrible liar.
He would be. Oh, I never noticed he was actively working on the vending machine. That's so clever.
Who?
You'll see. Greg's first time watching.
Am I supposed to know that guy?
No. But the action, this moment, you'll see.
Let's go.
That's obviously Amadeus Cho in the vending machine. No, you'll see why that's...
Oh.
I never noticed that was open to be closed. That's a clever way because you're so distracted by their conversation.
I was like, is this going to blow up right now? What's he talking about?
Captain, why was Nick in your apartment last night?
I don't know.
You know it was bugged?
I did, because Nick told me. Did he tell you he was the one who bugged it?
Oh, no. When Captain America discovered porn on the internet.
It was a rough week for Nick Fury.
Assassination isn't Batroc's line.
No, it's more complicated. Batroc was hired anonymously to attack
The date there says October 12th, 2013. There's some continuity here.
A lot going on with dates.
His last address was 1435 Elmhurst Drive. When I first met Nick, his mother lived at 1437.
Are you saying Fury hired the pirates?
With the prevailing theory was that the hijacking was a cover for the acquisition and sale of classified intelligence. Sale went sour, and that led to Nick's death.
If you really knew Nick Fury, you know that's not true.
Do you really know Nick Fury?
Why do you think we're talking? See, I took a seat on the council.
Such good misleads with Redford's character.
We knew that despite all the diplomacy and the handshaking and the rhetoric, that to build a really better world sometimes means having to tear the old one down. That makes enemies.
I need a window view to give a contemplative like speech.
Man, the power.
God, yeah.
We need to build rejects up just for that.
And the idea that those people could be happy today makes me really, really angry.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Why was he there?
He told me not to trust anyone.
I wonder if that included him.
Such good spyware.
Him being Robert Redford too. Dual layers.
Excuse me.
Tension square off.
Captain, somebody murdered my friend. I'm going to find out why. Anyone gets in my way, they're going to regret it. Anyone.
Did they like build a magnet on his back?
It's great.
That's crazy. Like to have that in one shot, just like clap on. Oh, is this the elevator fight?
Yeah.
A lot of emphasis on this elevator. They really drove home how long that elevator ride was.
It helps for the fight, yeah.
Strike personnel on site. Yes, sir.
Don't worry, guys. If there's like 20 of us, we can do it.
You want me to get the tag team ready?
No, let's wait and see what it is first.
Damn, the tension in this movie
So good. Even knowing what's happening.
is the most tense one. Yeah.
It's an actual suspense thriller. Taking an advantageous position. They built it so
Before we
well.
get started, does anyone want to get out?
Cool.
He must be holding back his strength, damn.
Jeez,
Just
I heard
murdering
these guys that are,
Yeah.
But a good way to handicap them, like, that's really clever.
Handicap?
Mobilize strike units, 25th floor.
Instant reveal.
Whoa, big guy. I just want you to know, Cat. It's impersonal!
What did you think you were gonna do? Cool.
It kind of feels personal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Top shield, put your hands in the air!
I heard when they worked on this movie, they wanted to make the script like honest trailers proof.
Yeah, it was a huge part of the culture at the time, which is crazy. But it served the film well, because goddamn is the script tight.
He's headed for the garage. Lock down the bridge.
Stand down, Captain Rogers.
Holy balls, that's awesome.
Woohoo!
That's
So, like,
awesome.
minute to minute, what compares? Like, this is the best MCU movie.
Shut all runways at BWI, IAD, and Reagan.
You can see her like plotting how to become the power broker.
Oh, they're definitely starting that here for sure.
Seeds planted.
With all due respect, if S.H.I.E.L.D. is conducting a manhunt for Captain America, we deserve to know why.
Because he lied to us. Captain Rogers has information regarding the death of Director Fury.
He made sure to get some hip shoes though.
Yeah. Really curious, all the people that commented on our commentary on Rhodey and how he was just following orders. I'm always curious, like, what people think of this movie that are just like mindless lemmings for government.
Whoa, that's aggressive.
Fury gave it to you. Why?
What's on it?
I don't know.
Stop lying.
I only act like I know everything, Roger.
Bet you knew Fury hired the pirates, didn't you?
I know who killed Fury. He's credited with over 24 assassinations in the last 50 years.
So he's a ghost story.
5 years ago, I was escorting a nuclear engineer out of
Oh,
Iran.
they really do like build up that he's like a ghost.
Went straight over a cliff. I pulled us out, but the Winter Soldier was there. I was covering my engineer, so he shot him straight through me. Soviet slug, no rifling. Bye-bye bikinis.
Yeah.
Aw.
Terrible.
Going after him's a dead end. I know. I've tried. Like you said, he's a ghost story.
Trust. That was beautiful.
It's nice to see him actually be like aggressive in an interrogation.
And Black Widow actually gets something to do that isn't just like be hot and fight kick.
Expose his own illegal operations. At best, he lied to you.
Are you calling for my resignation?
That discussion can be tabled for a later time.
This council moves to immediately reactivate project. Now would be a good time.
Yeah, this is Michael Bay scene. Two cool shoes.
The rule of going on the run is don't run, walk.
If I run in these shoes, they're gonna fall off.
The drive has a level 6 homing.
Oh, they're in an Apple store.
A 2010s Apple store.
About 9 minutes from now.
But it's not an actual app. I think it's called Genius. It's
Genius
just
Bars.
Oh,
Yeah.
so there's an actual Apple store. They're just hiding the products.
This drive is protected by some sort of AI. It keeps rewriting itself to counter my commands.
AI. Oh no, MacBook Pro.
Yeah, no,
they're
not
embracing.
hiding it.
They're embracing.
That's a brand deal. Even they get brand deals.
Oh, he's got bad guy Frank Grillo on now. Yeah, I'm bad guy Frank Grillo. Yeah, I got a beard.
That's how it happens. He stopped shaving to go bad.
Can I help you guys with anything?
Fiance was just helping me with some honeymoon destinations.
Right. We're getting married.
New Jersey.
Huh. I have the exact same glasses.
You two are practically twins.
Yeah, I wish.
Got it. You know it?
I used to.
Shut up and put your arm around me. Laugh at something I said. What? Do it.
That's awesome. That's so great. That was awesome. You're overthinking this.
Kiss me. What? Public displays of affection make people very uncomfortable.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
You still uncomfortable?
It's not exactly the word I would use.
I do need to change my pants now, though. Can we stop by the Gap?
He's been kissed like 3 times in 60 years.
Yeah. Fury watched me watch a lot of porn.
A lot of them look like you.
Take your feet off the dash.
I feel like if you don't answer it, though, you're kind of answering it, you know?
What?
I had your first kiss since 1945. Wondered how much practice you've had.
You don't need practice.
Everybody needs practice.
It was not my first kiss since 1945. I'm 95. I'm not dead.
Nobody special, though?
Believe it or not, it's kind of hard to find someone with shared life experience.
I don't know. The truth is a matter of circumstance. It's not all things to all people all the time. Neither am I.
It's a tough way to live.
It's a good way not to die, though.
Marcus M. McFeely.
Who do you want me to be?
How about a friend?
Well, there's a chance you might be in the wrong business, Rogers.
They do have good romantic chemistry, though, if they had wanted to build on it.
But I like that it's an undercurrent, not a like, because it doesn't work when they try to do the Ruffalo thing. Like, I like that she just has tension with people because she's Black Widow. I don't think she should have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, Black Widow weaponizes it, so whether she feels it or not, she wouldn't necessarily embark on that. So having it with everyone actually works better.
Change much?
I'm just saying he looks the most like Colin Jost out of anyone on the Avengers team.
You're not wrong.
Come on, Rogers! Move it!
The flag.
Come on, fall in! Rogers! I said fall in!
This is a dead end.
So he's like borderline delusional.
Whoever wrote the file must have used a router to throw people off.
Army regulations forbid storing munitions within 500 yards of the barracks. This building's in the wrong place.
Damn, S.H.I.E.L.D. sound design in this. So good.
This is S.H.I.E.L.D.
I love how, like, there's the S.H.I.E.L.D. Corporation and then what the shield of Captain America represents.
There's so much S.H.I.E.L.D.
Shielding themes.
It's all trying to protect America, but different ways of doing it.
Bet that's what Marcus and Steven talked about when they were
protecting America.
Shit, man.
I mean, their grasp of military, like they do a good job making it entertaining, but they like Cap knowing that detail is such a clever way to move the plot along.
Tommy Lee Jones was there. Never explained what happened to him. Did he die?
He was pretty old a long time ago.
But real life Tommy Lee Jones been old a long time ago too.
That's true. He does live forever.
Is the Zola scene?
Yeah, which is one of my favorite ways to do comic accurate character.
Comic accurate Zola, yeah.
Yeah. You get multiple villains. You get cool Easter eggs. You get tie into the greater universe. You get some of the best dialogue, some of the best action. It's the best MCU movie, Greg.
Pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It's not as funny as Iron Man 3, but pretty good.
I mean, I don't know if it's trying to be.
This can't be the data point. This technology is ancient.
Except for this obvious modern day USB drive.
Lit.
I wonder if this was spoiled for anybody.
What do you mean?
Like if this was leaked when it came out.
Shall we play a game? It's from a movie that was really popular.
War games?
Saw? Shall we play a game?
Rogers, Stephen.
I don't know.
Natalia Alianova. I am.
Arnim Zola was a German scientist who worked for the Red Skull. He's been dead for years.
Science could not save my body.
I love the scope of the computers in the back to make up Arnim Zola.
Are standing in my brain.
Hydra died with the Red Skull.
Cut off one head. 2 more shall take its place. Humanity needed to surrender its freedom after the war.
Damn, this footage is excellent.
The new Hydra grew, a beautiful parasite inside S.H.I.E.L.D. For 70 years, Hydra has been secretly feeding crisis.
That's impossible. S.H.I.E.L.D. would have stopped you.
Accidents will happen.
The death of them?
Captain, your death amounts to the same as your life. A zero sum. As I was saying,
What's on this drive?
Project Insight requires, so I wrote an algorithm.
They made the first Captain America look even cooler.
This is how you sequel.
You shall be too dead to hear it.
Steve, we got a bogey.
Who fired it?
S.H.I.E.L.D.
We are both of us out of time.
Good with his words. It's a neat payoff because like Red Skull was the highlight and he was just like his assistant.
But then he actually causes Hydra to spread.
That is a really cool way to let Zola like elevate him.
Also, like, man, what a topical thing this era and our own to have like spying be an illusion of safety that actually gives people power to take over. Like to do that in a Marvel movie.
Good structure, man. They're never safe for long.
And it always allows for another action set piece, but it doesn't feel like it's set piece, set piece, set piece.
Call in the asset.
Oh, yes, the asset. That was the term back then for stuff.
Yeah, when you want a badass title. Ooh.
I'm going to go, Mr. Pierce.
It's fine. Renata, you can go home.
Okay, night-night.
Good night.
Why did they like adapted this considering that like wasn't it like 2005 when the Winter Soldier?
Oh, it was so recent. Ed Brubaker had just brought Bucky back.
Yeah.
But it was that good. There was a saying in comics, only people that stay dead are Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy, and Bucky. Uncle Ben's still dead.
Our window is limited. 2 targets, level 6. I want confirmed death in 10 hours.
I forgot my phone.
Oh, this poor woman.
I wish you would have knocked.
You ever been to DC?
No.
It's real pretty.
He likes his barbecue sauce.
Respect.
Hey, man.
Everyone we know is trying to kill us.
Not everyone.
What a great payoff to that setup. That is actually a save. Oh, so good. His instinct.
I was going to say earlier, like, I don't want to call a shirtless scene with him in this movie.
Dude, his boulder shoulders are crazy.
You okay?
Evans must have aged so much for like a decade.
When I first joined S.H.I.E.L.D., I thought I was going straight. But I guess I just traded in the KGB for Hydra. I guess I can't tell the difference anymore.
No one
There's a chance you might be in the wrong business.
And it was down to me to save your life, and you be honest with me. Would you trust me to do it?
I would now.
Good answer.
And I'm always honest.
Well, you seem pretty chipper for someone who just found out they died for nothing.
I made breakfast.
Didn't die for nothing.
You guys eat that sort of thing.
He wasn't around. Chitauri.
So the real question is, how did the 2 most wanted people in Washington kidnap a S.H.I.E.L.D. officer?
The answer is, you don't. What's this? Call it a resume.
You didn't say he was a pararescue.
I thought you said you were a pilot.
I never said pilot.
You got out for a good reason.
Dude, Captain America needs my help. There's no better reason to get back in.
Where can we get our hands on one of these things?
My first ever hosting gig ever was the day the first images of his wings came out. And it was for a tiny little company called Bite Size TV. And that's how I started hosting, was those images.
That's pretty cool.
It's a crazy moment. I'd forgotten that. That is how I started. With Avengers, I was a fan standing outside. With this, I was working.
She's killing my back. But this isn't the place to talk about it. It's a nice pin.
Aww.
Should I get a check? I need a minute. Bring the car around.
I missed the Hell Hydra meme era. It was good internet.
I hear the crab cakes here are delicious.
Who is this?
The good-looking guy in the sunglasses. You're 10 o'clock.
There's a great car 2 spaces down. You and I are going to take a ride.
And why would I do that?
Because that tie looks really expensive, and I'd hate to mess it up.
Tell me about Zola's algorithm.
Never heard of it.
What were you doing on the Lumerian Star?
I was throwing up. I guess. Is this little display meant to insinuate that you can throw me off the roof?
It's hers.
Oh, wait, what about that girl from accounting? Laura?
Lip piercing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that.
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. Oh, shit.
Zola's algorithm is a program. A TV anchor in Cairo, the Undersecretary of Defense, a high school valedictorian in Iowa City, Bruce Banner, Stephen Strange, anyone who's a threat.
First Strange name
the
drop.
First Strange drop.
Super before.
How could it know?
I must have been super excited.
Oh, I lost my fucking mind.
The 21st century.
I worked at Ranker, too, and that was one of my Easter egg lists, was ranking all the Stephen Strange.
Zola's algorithm evaluates people's past. Then the inside helicarriers scratch people off the list. A few million at a time.
Chris Evans' delivery has to be so specific. A lot of people would like interrogate, like, what then? Like, they go lower, but his has to be like, what then?
Yeah,
like,
the Boy Scout, without it being too earnest, because then it's not intimidating.
It's a hard thing to get down.
Very hard roll.
Yeah. Oh, guy who's been around the MCU for quite some time.
Shocked by the Winter Soldier.
I heard this took like a month to film this whole freeway scene.
It's like the Matrix. Of everyone I've met in the entire MCU, Sebastian Stan, above and beyond, sweetest, and plays a ghost.
Awesome.
So sick.
Ouch. Oh my God. Yo, he'd be so dead.
Yeah.
Or cut. Not dead, but he'd have a little scrape. I'd bitch about it for weeks.
Oh, weeks. Russo brothers, man.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm telling you, the soundtrack's so good to run to, man.
No one dual wields like her. There's so many shoot-ups in DC have.
We also get to feel like the fights because they're people as stuntmen instead of like aliens like Chitauri or Blue. Like, I like that this film gets to have people antagonists.
Oh, that's
Dude.
cool. Straight up cold-blooded murder. Just murdering innocent people.
He's the Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Oh, it's so good.
It's good to let our humans actually get injured and shot.
We're also halfway through this movie and we just get to the Winter Soldier fight. Like, the pacing in this is bananas.
Oh, that was everyone's favorite fights?
So good. Yeah.
I heard that to slow down some of the frame rate to capture the knife catch. That's it's a threatening ass arm. Damn, the attention to detail on those.
Choreography, pacing, framing.
Oh, wow. He's handsome. Bucky.
Sebastian Stan.
Bucky? Who the hell is Bucky?
Gotta get out of there, guys.
It was such an interesting editing choice. Was it Bucky? And it was like not even a hesitation. Who the hell is Bucky?
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Normally there's like a beat.
Yeah, no, they want it to be complete.
Bucky, who's all Bucky? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because they don't want. I don't think they want you to consider that he would have that name in there.
Put the gun down. Not here.
Frank Grillo always arresting Boy Scouts that represent America.
Frank Grillo type.
He's got a handcuff in public, red, white, and blue wearers.
You looked right at me. You didn't even know me.
No, that's your fault, Steve.
Even when I had nothing, I had Bucky.
Damn, she's like
I
dying.
need to get a doctor here. She's gonna bleed out here in the truck.
That thing was squeezing my brain.
She waited to be talked to.
That's my cue, I guess.
Yeah. Escape like fury.
Yep, I love they don't even need to show it.
GSW, she's lost at least a pint.
Maybe two. Let me take her.
I 1 million.
Hey, a Russo.
That's one of them?
Yeah.
The gay one?
Yeah, don't worry, he'll come back as a totally different character. Neither of them are gay. Their wives are great.
He's
But
gay in Endgame. Yeah.
Cracked sternum, shattered collarbone, perforated liver, one hell of a headache.
Don't forget your collapsed lung.
Or he just comes back as...
He's this guy.
They cut you open, your heart stopped.
Gets to the toxin B, slows the pulse to 1 beat a minute. Banner developed it for stress.
Why all the secrecy? Why not just tell us?
Can't kill you if you're already dead.
Great reveal.
I wasn't sure who to trust.
Even I was distracted by a Russo. Still a great reveal. What a cool set.
Yeah. And with that actor, now it definitely looks like BVS.
Sergeant Barnes.
Bucky, down!
Procedure has already started. Put him on ice.
Oh, they both got put on ice.
One of those guys is Ed Brubaker, the guy that wrote Winter Soldier.
He's unstable.
Oh, him, the guy with the beard.
Mission report now.
He looks like Jared Leto from Requiem for a Dream.
Ass to ass.
There's a man on the bridge.
You met him earlier this week on another assignment, and I need you to do it one more time.
But I knew him. He's been out of cryo freeze too long.
Then wipe him and start over.
Oh, wow, he accepts it.
This man declined the Nobel Peace Prize. It's stuff like this that gives me trust issues.
Helicarriers reach 3,000 feet. They'll triangulate with InSight satellites, becoming fully weaponized. If even one of those ships remains operational, a whole lot of people are going to die.
To get past them, insert these server blades.
Everyone's got really cool spy clothes, and Anthony Mackie's got a green V-neck, and I feel bad.
Yeah, it looked weird when he had the wings.
Just a guy right now.
Hydra grew right under your nose and nobody noticed.
I noticed.
How many paid the price before you did?
Look, I didn't know about Barnes.
Would you have compartmentalized that too? S.H.I.E.L.D, Hydra, it all goes.
He's really good at throwing people's words back at him.
Don't look at me. I do what he does, just slower.
Looks like you're giving the orders now, Captain.
They got to tear down an old world to build a new. See, I did it what the movie did.
They said it earlier, and you said it, but you said it
saying it
like Cap, throwing it back in our
I'm
faces.
Captain America.
That's what you're saying.
Folks want to give you a ride to the cemetery.
Kind of wanted to be alone.
How was it?
It's okay. She's next to Dad.
Oh, whoa. That looks fascinating.
We can put the couch cushions on the floor like when we were kids. It'll be fun. All you gotta do is shine my shoes, maybe take out the trash.
Aw.
Come on.
Thank you, Buck. But I can get by on my own.
I'm with you to the end of the line, pal.
Whoever he used to be, the guy he is now, he's the kind you stop. He doesn't know you.
You will.
You gonna wear that?
If you're gonna fight a war, you gotta wear a uniform.
Yeah.
The Stan Lee cameo. That's a fun way to make a Stan Lee cameo without it undermining.
I am so fired.
You're right, because there's so much tension, so where do you put him? Perfect.
He took the arc light cost.
Cool.
Damn, this one even looks better in this movie.
Yeah, whatever they did to tweak it worked.
We are go on guidance.
Sadly, S.H.I.E.L.D can't control everything, including Captain America.
Ow!
Must be the dish.
I'll check it out.
I want a Marvel show about these guys.
Yeah, it's called Community.
Excuse us. I know the road hasn't exactly been smooth. Finally, we're here. And the world should be grateful.
Attention all S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. This is Steve Rogers. And I think it's time you know the truth. S.H.I.E.L.D. is not what we thought it was. It's been taken over by Hydra. Alexander Pierce is their leader. But I know they're in the building. They could be standing right next to you. They almost have what they want.
People could just start murdering each other right now. Out of pure paranoia.
They shot Nick Fury. If you launch those helicarriers, Hydra will be able to kill anyone that stands in their way. It's a price I'm willing to pay. And if I'm the only one, then so be it. But I'm willing to bet I'm not.
Did you write that down first? Is it off the top of your head?
Yes, it's so sincerely.
That's why the jokes in this one work, I think, because they're so sincere.
I guess I've got the floor.
Send those ships up now.
I'm not gonna launch those ships. Captain's orders.
Move away from your station.
Captain's orders.
You picked the wrong side, Agent.
Depends on where you're standing.
This creates like Dark Knight territory. Shit, that was clever. Oh, if he knows how to do it, he could have just done it himself. I heard the S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people did not know this was going to happen. So then they had to change their whole show.
That's so messy. A show about traitors not knowing they are infiltrated by Hydra. That's how you keep Marvel secrets. That's a lot.
I'm pretty sure that's what they weren't actually told. And they were like, oh shit, we got to like pivot.
We got to change everything. It's a lot of hours of writing.
They're initiating launch.
This is another one of those movies where I wonder like how many lessons that people watch it like really get from it. Like us feeding all of our data to AI and people owning AI in private companies and just like assuming that can't fall into the wrong hands. Like there's so many stories about corruption to scale that people just ignore because it's entertainment, but it's happening.
If they're shooting at you, they're bad.
I do like he got his old suit back. Got all the color. And he's embracing the ideology that inspired.
He needs to be a Captain America.
He's a literal symbol.
It's also a beautiful, subtle way to be like, America doesn't stand for this, so I'm embracing the America side of what I am.
You okay? I'm not dead yet.
That is so excessive. Not a very reliable power ship if they can't get this one guy.
He flies very well.
He's
just one small man.
And you knew that they were going to drag your daughters into a soccer stadium. Flick of the switch. Wouldn't you all?
Not if it was your switch.
What the shit? What the shit?
Greg's first time
What
watching
is
Winter
going-
Soldier.
what is happening right
Greg's
now?
never seen it.
She wearing like a Mission Impossible mask? Oh, never mind.
Sorry.
Yep, don't remember that.
Did I step on your moment?
Greg's weed had ketamine in it.
Part of me wishes it was just an old lady. Maria Hill and Black Widow got weird timing on when to reveal themselves.
They wait until it counts. Sick. The wire works so solid.
What are you doing? If you do this, none of your past is going to remain hidden. Are you sure you're ready for the world to see you?
Are you?
Hottest moment.
Falcon, where are you now?
Had to take a detour.
It's just fucking bananas what Falcon's been dealing with.
He's a guy with wings.
Captain America, he should have had fucking Captain America's job.
That's why he gets Captain America's job. This is his audition.
And every fucking plane and missiles being launched, there's one dude.
They're pretty inept. He's got this. So sick. Cut the check.
It is a hardcore justification for why this guy exists in this world and movie, man. Because holy shit, that was obnoxious what he's been dealing with.
2 down, 1 to go.
We're the only air support Captain Rogers has got.
Not anymore. It's like the liquid Terminator in here.
But it doesn't even have to be liquid. He's just awesome.
Oh, poor guy.
I mean, a lot of people die, but that one was pretty brutal.
It's an executive order. It takes 2 alpha-level members.
Don't worry. Company's coming.
That's right. I like that nod. Yep, respect.
Did you get my flower? Just a matter of time before a dirty bomb goes off in Moscow or an EMP fries Chicago.
Retinal scanner active.
But if you want to stay ahead of me, Mr. Secretary, you need to keep both eyes open.
What an awesome review.
Alpha level confirmed. Encryption code accepted.
Charlie carrier's 45 degrees off the port bow.
It's just such a tight script. Little moments like that throughout, just reminding you how cool it is.
I really like Robert Redford's performance a lot. He's like a cult leader.
And he's so sure of his system.
He's so earnest, and he doesn't at all like wink at the camera.
I mean, he believes so deeply in what he's doing and done.
As like a service. Yeah. Wow. Whoa, that looks so real.
Captain's America.
Had a big breakfast.
Woo! You're right. Falcon just goes through it.
Yeah, I know. He's just abused. Oh. Ooh, that would hurt like hell.
Cap, come in. Are you okay? Still on the helicarrier. Where are you?
Where's Iron Man?
Trapped in Tennessee without a suit.
Yeah.
Crossbone's a motherfucker.
You mean Frank Grillo?
Frank Grillo as Frank Grillo.
Falcon?
Yeah.
Remlo's headed for the council.
Please don't make me do this.
Yeah. It's a natural pain in Sebastian Stan's eyes.
Done. And it's trending.
I wouldn't be surprised if they used the Liquid Terminator as a comp. For like, because you got a bigger world trying to save the future and everything. Then you got this like main assassin from the evil corporation.
The moment you pinned it on.
Alexander Pierce has good timing on when to use that.
He waits until the right moment.
Wait until all secrets are out. No.
Drop it.
Don't snap Zod's neck.
This is gonna hurt.
Crossbones.
Just order. And order only comes through pain. You ready for yours? All right, shut the hell up.
Lieutenant, how much longer?
Whoa.
Lowering weapons array now.
There's something so visceral about seeing Captain America getting shot.
Satellite coming online now.
Deploy algorithm.
Algorithm deployed.
Shows he does need that shield.
I mean, they're still just human bodies.
Target saturation region.
All targets assigned. Firing in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, right down to the wire.
Where are the targets?
Okay, Cap, get out of there.
It's also a beautiful escalation from Avengers with the 1 to the 3 now being not a source of safety, but who's in control of the gun.
Do it now!
Oh, they're messing with the audience's expectations. Where you put Captain America in another situation where he might be buried.
Falling from the sky in another ship. Also love that old school, like, gunship, like seeing ships in the sea firing at each other, but in the sky. It's crazy.
Time to go, Councilwoman. This way.
That was the time I would have taken a bullet for you.
You already did. You will again when it's useful.
Natasha, come on.
What a bold move. He died for what he believed in, Coy.
That makes him a patriot.
He died the way Mystique was stabbed in X-Men 1.
Crossed over herself.
You're out of your depth, kid. Son of a bitch! 41st floor, northwest corner!
Run and see where you are!
Not an option!
Where's Steve? Got a location on Rogers?
She changed. She made sure to change.
Got to change before, you know, you're seen again.
I'm not gonna fight you. You're my friend.
Better to let the shield sink.
You're my mission.
Oof.
Then finish it, because I'm with you to the end of the line.
Aw.
Casting on Bucky and Steve.
Oh, and he's back in the waters.
He's always sinking in the waters after falling out of ships.
My memory had it completely inverted.
Oh, you thought he fell?
yeah. I thought Steve pulled him out, but that is much more. It's much stronger
Makes
for a
more
character. Yeah.
Just narratively.
Yeah, it's a good visual way of showing the heart of Bucky is still there. And he freed him by destroying all this. They freed each other. Bucky. I like to think I'm the Bucky of the real region.
Confused, memory loss. Doesn't know what happens in the movie you've seen 3 times. Well, all right.
Yeah, pretty much there.
On your left.
That's funny. I will rule the criminal underworld.
For one show.
What? Does that ever come back?
I don't remember that beat. Yeah.
Like how it makes Captain America his arch nemesis after that.
10 minutes.
Why haven't we yet heard from Captain Rogers?
I don't know what there is left for him to say. Hydra was selling you lies, not intelligence.
Agent, you should know that there are some on this committee who feel you belong in a penitentiary.
You're not going to put any of us in a prison.
We're the Avengers.
Because you need us. Yes, the world is a vulnerable place. So if you want to arrest me, arrest me.
They're all thinking the same thing. She is so hot.
And she's like, I'm a walkout extra hot.
He burnt the patch. He only had one patch.
Symbolic.
You get used to it.
The
Pulp
path
Fiction.
of the righteous man.
Looks like a lot of rats didn't go down with the ship. I'm headed to Europe tonight. Wanted to ask if you'd come.
There's something I gotta do first.
I'm more of a soldier than a spy.
Anybody ask for me? Tell them they can find me right here.
You should be honored. That's about as close as he gets to saying thank you. I blew all my covers. I got to go figure out a new one.
It might take a while.
I'm counting on it. That thing you asked for.
Does she ever? I don't think she does.
And the Europe stuff, I don't remember.
Call that nurse,
She's not a nurse.
and you're not a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Be careful, Steve. You might not want to pull on that thread.
Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. Not his. Okay.
That's not a thread.
You're going after him.
You don't have to come with me.
When do we start?
Awesome. That was awesome. All right. It's a pretty great movie. Cool.
I'm so curious about your experience of it through the fog of weed that compares to this.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people watch it high and love it. I was like, too slow. No personality.
All personality and tension. The slowness is tension. The personality is like clear.
How many post-credit scenes are there?
I think 2.
All right. We're skipping over the first one.
It's over. Fury has released everything to the public.
Everything he knows about.
His Trucker, if they get word of it.
Oh, yeah. The old the
Baron von Strucker.
brother and sister.
Two sides of a coin.
Miracle
It's about currency. What we have is worth more than any of them ever knew.
Man, they got the scepter right there.
There are other facilities doing Hydra's good work around the world.
And the survivors?
It's not a world of spies anymore. There's nothing more horrifying than America.
I was like, wow. Our first looks. Quicksilver was moving so fast that I didn't even notice Wanda on the right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Age of Miracles. Couldn't say mutants. Finally getting to mutants today.
There's 2 post-credit scenes?
I thought there was, but it could have just been 1. Oh, yeah, there
is one. Oh, yeah. I think it's Bucky at the Smithsonian.
2014, man. I've been doing this for 12 years. That's crazy.
I remember the post-credit scenes better than the art of the post-credits. He didn't return it. They just removed his
He's just not there anymore. That's a great detail.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
All right. Wow. Yeah. I think that was.
What'd you think?
I think it's pretty great. Yeah. It's very tense and exciting, and the details of the screenplay are solid. Great maneuvers. The action's incredible. Best Captain America performance by a lot. Best Scarlett Johansson and Nick Fury performance.
I think everyone's best acting
pretty best.
is in this.
Yeah.
And I think it is also the most. That's a movie outside of comic book movies of the whole MCU.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Dark Knight is always the thing people give credit for. DC, I think Marvel has Winter Soldier.
Well, let's see. Do we have questions?
We got some questions.
We got to answer them quickly.
Let's do these and then we can talk. If there's anything we didn't cover.
Let's do
in
that.
this, because I'm very fascinated by your experience, but this will probably cover it.
That's where my head's at. Randy Cruz. Now that you're well into your rewatch, do you think that Winter Soldier is the still best MCU film? If not, what beats it and why? What is it yours? Is it still number one?
It's number one, tied still with No Way Home. For the reasons I said at the top, when I want something that I can defend comic book movies with, I go, Winter Soldier. When I want something that's a summation of how I feel about reading comics for 35 years and the joy, I think No Way Home has a lot of just... No Way Home is a spectacle and an experience, and it is better in theaters, but it's still so much fun to watch at home because there's 30 years of living in it, and comics are the same. But Winter Soldier is on its own, isolated, the best film. So it depends on my mood, but those are my two favorites. It's just, I watch them for different reasons, so it's really not, I don't know how to pick.
I would say that this would probably be, out of everything we've watched so far, I would rank as it's kind of how I feel about The Batman and The Dark Knight. I'm like, I think The Batman is actually a better Batman movie. The Dark Knight is the one I would definitely watch way more.
Sure.
And I would
Iron
say
Man is your
Iron Man.
favorite.
I would say,
So I have
would-
a top 5, and
Yeah.
it all depends on the day. Like Iron Man's in there, Avengers is in there, Guardians is in there, Winter Soldier, No Way Home.
Yeah.
Those 5 at any point, and then Infinity War is a very close 6.
Yeah.
But at any point, I totally understand.
Yeah, so I mean, currently it's when I'm like, no, I'd still put Iron Man
Okay.
above Captain America, Winter Soldier. But I'm like, this is like just from every other standpoint. It's like Iron Man. Iron Man brings. There's nothing wrong with liking laughs. I like the laughs.
Greg, why do you like joy?
I like the fun.
Who are you to enjoy joy?
I know it's not as cool to like the laughs, but I like the laughs. That feels good.
Yeah, on any given day, I think Iron Man is more rewatchable.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, but even if we're talking about Iron Man, I thought about it. I'm like, I think I would still watch Iron Man 3 over Iron Man 1.
Iron Man 3 is so good, dude.
Even though I'm like, but I think Iron Man 1's a better movie.
I agree with that. All of that. I
So,
agree with
yeah.
all of that. But Shane Black is a romp.
Yeah.
And I think Winter Soldier just is so... You can tell they wanted to write a script that is so just fun, but also intelligent and has the quips. It's just such a experience.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you, Coyson. Rudy Rogers. Hi, I'm curious if your thoughts on Sam's Falcon Captain America have changed since the beginning of this arc. I'm definitely started appreciating him more as a character since this series and wish he got a better deal with Brave New World. Much love, and it's been amazing rewatching my favorite universe with y'all. Thank you to everyone who's been watching this with us. Coy?
I personally like them most here. I think Sam has definitely evolved in the MCU, but I'm not sure. We even pointed it out during. That's my personal opinion.
You said personally. I thought you said poisonally.
Poisonally.
And I was like, oh, another word I don't know.
I see, if you guys watch some of our edits, sometimes I see Greg mentally jot down words, and it's always funny to me because I don't see him do it in person.
Yeah.
But sometimes I rewatch our reactions and go, that's a Greg moment. He's going to use that later.
Yeah.
Poisonally, he shouldn't because it's not a word. Personally, I think that Sam Wilson is best here. Because we even mentioned during it, this is the most military he feels. I think his relationship with Bucky is incredible, and I love what they did with Falcon Winter Soldier, but it doesn't still feel to me as strong as I know exactly who this man is. I think over the course of 6 hours, we get to know the man and we get to experience like his family and a lot of details and a lot of things, but I connect immediately to him here. So I'm not saying that is lesser, but in the TV format, I feel like it takes me longer to connect, and this is really succinct, and this is who Sam Wilson is. So I don't even acknowledge Brave New World necessarily as... I mean, I acknowledge the film, but I don't acknowledge it as, like, a performance or anything, because that movie is just sushi. Like, it's just an amalgamation of things to get... Like, that movie didn't get to be a movie. I don't blame Anthony Mackie. I don't blame the director. I blame whatever studio notes happened. So, to me, this is the best. And then I would say Falcon Winter Soldier does a lot of heavy lifting to color in the ink that's already here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier when I rewatched it for homework for Brave New World, which was very unnecessary, but it was good homework at the time, and I really liked his performance a lot there. I was like, oh, I see why he becomes... Because Captain America is more about the virtues and the unwavering faith in the good. So I love that they represent that. But there is something in the writing that I think they start doing with Sam Wilson when they start realizing he's going to have to be Captain America, where they start like trying to like write that in, you know. So it starts feeling like a little less natural, and so I'm like, yeah, it kind of. I would say Falcon Winter Soldier is my second favorite, but I think here, this is when it feels like really Soldier. Afterwards, we're like, let's make him funny. Okay,
Yeah.
now he's got to be Captain America. So,
Anthony Mackie's funny, write jokes. And then, they definitely have to go, like, steering the ship.
Because the movies, I feel, still set up Bucky better to be Captain America.
And then the whole show is about, like, why he's not.
Yes.
Winter Soldier's part in Falcon Winter Soldier is like, I've killed.
Yeah.
I should not. I'm in therapy in a way that isn't healthy. Like he has to be. It's not like I love the therapy in that show, but all of those scenes are illustrating why the man isn't the man to wear the shield.
Yeah. I just read your question in speed time, and I actually have an answer. This is easily a top 5 MCU film, but I think it might mark the birth of the desaturated gray look that defined much of the MCU. Why did this become the MCU house style? I mean, I think we all started acknowledging that there was kind of the samesies looking effect that started occurring.
Dark World was pretty this.
But I feel like it works for this, considering there's like Cold War vibe influences. There's a lot of like even Winter Soldier aesthetic that feels very Cold War vibes. And when you like desaturate and you're literally making them feel like colder, the experience of this world, I think it actually helps the film. Could have used some punch-ups, some color, sure, once in a while, but I think that's what makes the pop iconography of when he's donning the OG Captain America outfit really sing, because it's such a bright and colorful suit and it's so poignant for the moment that it's showing up. So I actually think the saturation works on this one.
I completely agree. I think that it worked some of the time in Dark World. It was literally called Dark World, but I think it really serves this film narratively and visually. It allows you to feel a disconnect and, an ominous tone and all the Cold War elements you mentioned. But I also think the reason it's become the look isn't because these movies started it. It's because the movies are written in post.
Yeah.
These movies have to have plain backgrounds because they're reformed. The movies have to be shot against nothing because they're going to change it a few times. And so I think the problem is a lack of practical sets that has become an obvious choice. And I think that it's easier to light something neutrally. That's why everything looks flat. I think the backgrounds become interchangeable. That's not the case with this movie. This was a decision, but it's become the way to make the films in post.
True that, sister. Arwell, hey, I hope you enjoyed this movie. It's kind of hard not to enjoy this one, to be honest. Try watching it twice and being like, it's okay. This movie really sticks out with the more mature tone that it has among the MCU, and it is very well regarded among the fans. Personally, poisonally,
gefilte fish.
As much as I love when CBM's comic book movies, for the layman, feel like picking up a random comic book, I miss having Marvel movies with a more serious tone. Do you think Marvel is going to go back to this tone in Avengers and post-Secret Wars era, or do you think genre is evolving towards a more family-friendly, wholesome vibe? That's a fascinating question because this movie was very successful. This is an incredibly successful film.
Yeah.
And it is so serious, like with some shades of humor, but it's mainly a very serious movie. And I'm kind of surprised how they still were like, nah, let's go back to the funny.
But every time they've tried to replicate this, it's not worked.
Like when?
Secret Invasion, they were like, it's like Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah, that was awful.
They have tried since.
Yeah, they just make it boring.
Brave New World. Like, they've tried. I think
Falcon Winter Soldier was good, but it got sandwiched between like two high caliber parts of MCU.
Yeah, that doesn't help it. And they also were like, what if Baron Zemo's a fun hang?
But that's what I mean. Like, go back to that. Like, it was fun. Funny.
I like Zemo in that show, but he's the furthest thing from Baron Zemo possible, and that's really hard as a comic fan to be like, what? But I think the comic book world post Secret Wars needs to balance like they did originally. I think you have a place for Iron Man, you have a place for Thor, you have a place for, I think they need to go back to doing different specific movies, but that means it's going to cost more because that means they've got to make movies with directors.
Yeah.
I think that Jake Schreier and Lee Sung-jim, I believe is his name, the writer of The Beef and Bear, is writing X-Men, and the director, Jake Schreier, directed Thunderbolts very specifically. That is a very specific film. I have a lot of faith that the X-Men saga is going to bring back this joy of tone, and I really believe that Kevin Feige is not going to risk. Every quote I've heard from the writer is Kevin Feige's like, here's the keys to the kingdom, let's make this work. And so I don't think they'll let that be a monotonous gray thing. So I'm not as worried about it. I think we're going to be in a really good spot where DC is going to be putting out hits, and then Marvel has to up their game to keep up. I really think I've said it for the last about year, but I really think we're about to enter a new age of comic book greatness. It's already kicking off.
I agree, Coy. Stephanie Horton, here's a who. Hey there, Coy and Greg. When I watch this movie, I find myself saying, I love this shot scene from a cinematography perspective. This doesn't always happen with the MCU. One that comes to mind is when Cap, Falcon, and Widow walk suited up to see the Triskelion rising above the trees. What's your favorite shot or scene and why? Is it one that comes from the comic source material, or could there have been one that came from the comics that would have worked and made you happy to see on the screen? Oh, God.
We said it a lot in this
There's
watch.
a lot of great shots. I think my favorite shot sequence would be the Nick Fury car chase, though. Because I've seen a gazillion car chases before this movie and after this movie. And somehow I was like, this feels very unique and refreshing and interesting, like choreography. I think like the action in this is especially amazing because how they managed to do something different with every set piece that was very specific to each character. And each character's like power or weapon or gadgetry and stuff. Like they really got very inventive, but that chase scene was particularly very impressive to me. Like I know everyone talks about the knife fight and which is great. It's a great fight. But in terms of that, I judge a little harsher on hand-to-hand fights because of what I grew up with. But this was, and I'm not saying it's a bad fight. Fuck. God, look, I love the car chase. What do you like? I don't really have a specific shot.
I'm going to go with the Batroc the Leaper scene because his name is Batroc the Leaper, and they somehow made it work. Like the
leapy guy.
The way they shot it with like so foot-based. Batroc the Leaper.
Do they call him the Leaper?
Just Batroc the Leaper, full name. Batroc the Leaper.
I
Whole
know,
thing.
but do they say it? Do they say
no,
Leaper?
No. But that's what I'm so impressed by is they have such a kick-based and leap-based fight that never feels silly. This is a very grounded movie, and there's a literal leaper. So as far as like a scene, I think that is so impressive. They could make Arnim Zola work in a movie. They could make Batroc the Leaper work in a movie. So that scene is probably a favorite just because I never thought we'd see it. Plus, I'm a big UFC guy, and GSP was one of the first I followed his career. So I'm personally invested in George St. Pierre as well as a comic character, as well as this movie. So that one just felt really personal. I remember being in theaters being like, is that fucking GSP? And it blew my mind. So, and that man loves dinosaurs as much as I do. So much love to GSP.
Dude, dinosaurs are amazing.
They're the best.
Pavel Kaczmarek. I remember watching a CinemaSins video. Those are Coy's favorite videos, where I don't remember the specifics, but I remember the conclusion of the video being, yeah, I know you guys love it all, but do you realize it makes little to no sense, which was odd to me. I didn't feel that way. Maybe you guys watched this video and agreed, nope, I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't watch those fucks.
And if I did, I can't remember a damn thing from it. Why was Stephen Strange name-checked? At that point, he was simply a talented, albeit highly narcissistic asshole.
It was a list of people that could be future problems. The whole point is that it's like a minority report of things. So maybe they had insight into the world of magic and they were surveilling.
And they were like, Stephen Strange, yeah.
Yeah, like he could be. It's all about statistics and anomalies, right? So sure, you could look at it as, thin, and it is, but it's an opportunity for people to go, oh, and it's also like paid off very, well with how the future stuff. But also, if you watch movies with that lens, like, that's like intentionally like having an ass rash and wearing like chafing pants. Like it's like when you're like I don't understand seeking out uncomfort. Like if you're trying to enjoy anything, why would you be like, let me find the flaws? I just don't. It's a weird way to live, and I think they've hurt art a lot. But hey, they're making money, so good for fucking them, I guess.
I don't know. When I saw Doctor Strange, I was like, but that one dude from S.H.I.E.L.D. was like...
He mentioned him before.
I don't see anything here before Comartage that would imply.
Let's undo this.
And it really pulled me out of the whole film. No, it's a fun point. That's a fun point. He was having fun with his latter point. CinemaSins is a whole different argument.
I think his point was from CinemaSins.
No, he said also, why was... No, I don't
Didn't feel that way. Maybe you guys watched the CS video and agreed. Why was blah, blah, blah.
You know what, Coy? Media literacy is dead.
It is. Because of people like CinemaSins.
Jaden wrote, this is easily a top 2 MCU movie for me. This movie is just amazing in every sense of the word. For years now, I want to see an adjacent movie kind of like this, but with Invisible Woman in the lead. Oh, but I'm not sure if that would make a good movie. I don't know what that movie would be. I'm curious. Do y'all agree? I don't know yet. And my main question will be that the Winter Soldier theme is one of my favorites. Yeah, it definitely sounds like screams. Like souls. Like,
yeah.
Do y'all have a character theme that sticks with y'all?
The Joker, Hans Zimmer's Joker. It's like really aggressive strings, and it gets really under your skin, and it's painful to listen to, and it's chaotic.
Yeah, I agree.
Joker theme, the Heath Ledger Joker theme is probably my favorite like character theme.
Wonder Woman. It was awesome. Then it became funny, and it's really hard to pull that off.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's really hard to go to the comedy spectrum of that, and I think they did it successfully. Last one, Ethan T, my better man. Hi, gents. Hope you're well. Wow, this movie. I remember seeing this in the theaters, and it was like seeing boobies for the first time. What do those look like? Absolutely fantastic, and I will never forget my first time seeing it, and it still gets me every time I see it. Love to know if you guys remember watching this for the first time and what it felt like. Much love. Yeah, I remember.
Boobies.
I remember being like, boobs would be nice in this movie. I was definitely baked. I'm pretty sure I gave a positive review. But
That's
then
so apt because I can watch it 100 times and still like it's like the first time, just like boobs. I love this metaphor, Ethan T.
It was good.
I never tire of boobies or Winter Soldier.
Me neither, man. Me neither.
You had not had that
Boobs
experience
on
with
the
it.
Winter Soldier. Oh, my!
I mean, that's a
crazy
game
with it.
changer.
That be.
I just can't believe you watched it ever and weren't like cinema. It means at some point you've seen boobs and we're like, nah, fine.
Yeah,
that'll do.
I've had that. Yeah, my testosterone was low.
Got to do more squats.
It's working.
Say, grow that T.
Yeah.
And grow that D when you see them titties.
Like, oh my god, I like these boobs.
Yeah, from squats.
Boobs.
I remember the first time I saw it because I had started working on this entertainment journalism side of things, and I remember it was the first time where it felt like my work brain and my comic brain got to coalesce because Avengers, I was literally a fan standing outside at midnight dressed as Hawkeye. And then Thor the Dark World I saw, but it didn't like leave an impression. I remember being like, it wasn't as bad as everybody said. But this, I had worked from all the pre-production and everything else. And the Iron Man 3 Shane Black one's tricky because like I love Lethal Weapon, so that my expectations were a 10 and then it was 11 for me. So I was just happy, but then I had no one to talk to about it because everyone hated that movie. But then Winter Soldier was finally the amalgamation of like my work, my comic brain, everything I've been studying. I'd never watched a trailer with scrutiny until Winter Soldier. I'd never done the stuff we do now. So it was a really special experience to watch it in the theater and feel like a validation both as a comic fan and as someone doing journalism. It was really special.
I feel that same way about you.
Boobies.
Boobs. All right, guys, what's your favorite boobs? Put them in the comments below. And while you're at it, favorite guy ass. Put it down there. Is it
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity here
Equal
at Reject
opportunity,
Nation.
people. Equal opportunity. And there's mainly male demographic when it comes to these videos.
That's true.
Don't be shy, all right?
Butts.
It's okay. You can be hetero and point out a good ass when you see ass, okay? The men work on their ass.
Who's got a good butt? You got one? I think of a good butt.
God.
I think Glenn Powell's butt in that rom-com was pretty good. Hemsworth's butt in
Hemsworth's
Thor.
butt in Thor. That's
that was
the
pretty
guy.
solid.
That's what I got right where you said.
Yeah. That's the butt.
Yeah.
That's the one we're sticking with.
Yeah. Hemsworth's ass.
Quality.
Great ass. All right. See you guys.
Asgard's ass.